there's been something going on. A lot of players have had some kind of flu. We know that Serena Williams has not been well. She's coughing up and sort of stuffy nose and stuffy chest. So hopefully Novak Djokovic is not having the same issues as Serena, because against Andy Murray, you cannot be feeling anything but 100% to have a chance.
Hopefully he's going to feel better tomorrow, and hopefully Serena Williams is going to feel better today, because she was also a little bit so-so yesterday. Let's talk about that clash in the final now. It's been a rivalry for many years, but very one-sided.
It has been the last, 10 years, I think?
Yeah.
It's 10 years since Maria won, 11 years since she won. So, yeah, a little bit strange, I guess. Serena just seems to have, obviously, a better serve, a little more power, but it's nearly like sometimes a player sort of decides in their mind, I'm not losing to this player. I can't lose to this person. And I think Serena she's made up her mind. And if Maria Sharapova is intimidated ever on the court, it's nearly only against Serena Williams. And I don't know if that's the case, but certainly when it's as one-sided as it's been, you would think there is more to it than just tennis.
You probably don't see it back home, but it's actually been sprinkling here a little bit, so the roof has been closed. How does that affect the players, you think? Is that a bit of an advantage for Serena Williams, or maybe even for Maria Sharapova?
I mean, it would be an advantage to both of them if they played somebody else. And I think in this matchup, Serena Williams, it's an advantage to the server. Serena Williams has a better serve than Sharapova, but Serena Williams serves well in any kind of condition. Even when it's windy, she has a very controlled ball toss. She's able to slice the serve, hit it flat, she can kick it. She doesn't have a problem with the second serve nor the toss. For Sharapova, I think if you take the wind out, obviously there's not going to be any sun because it's late in the evening here, or early in the evening, I should say. I would think Sharapova, in relative terms, it's easier for her to serve when it's indoors. I think Serena is a better wind player from the baseline because she can hit through the wind. She can also sort of defend a little bit better than Sharapova, and she has, believe it or not, more experience. So I think if the roof is closed, it favors Sharapova. It still doesn't mean that she's the favorite.
And once obviously it's closed, it's going to stay closed. Yeah. Okay, to get more ready for this women's final, we have prepared a little report about the two. Here it comes.
Well, we've talked obviously about this long winning streak that Serena Williams has over Maria Sharapova. Overall record is 16-2. Sharapova hasn't beaten Serena since 2004, but having saved 2 match points in the second round against Alexandra Panova, she's really played some great tennis. So how does she explain this long losing streak?
Some have been easy, some I've had my chances and didn't necessarily take. She's someone that makes you go for a little bit more than you would like.
Maria's playing great. She is in the tournament only because she's a fighter and only because she refuses to give up.
Sharapova is playing in her 10th Grand Slam final. She's won 5 out of the 9. In comparison, Serena's 23rd Grand Slam final, she's won 18 of them.
I think my game matches up well against her. I love playing her. I think it's fun. I love her intensity. I just, for whatever reason, I just love playing, and I just have the time of my life.
Serena, of course, coached by Patrick Mouratoglou, and he's saying that Sharapova keeps evolving her game. She plays in a very different way today from that of a couple of years ago. She's brought new things to her game.
Really have to get into the point. If she's serving aces and serving extremely hard and finding her spot, sometimes that's a tough day. But if you find yourself in the rally, you got to be smart.
Mouratoglou thinks that Sharapova's serve will be a crucial factor. Not that great, it'll put pressure on her. In contrast, Serena's serve, because she's been serving so well throughout the whole tournament, it'll be hard to beat her. We'll need to get a lot of her first balls back into play. If Sharapova does that, she's very dangerous. But if Serena is aggressive, she can make it the difference. So the serve and the return of serve will be the key to this final. For the last Grand Slam final they played against each other, Roland Garros, 2013.
I'm definitely proud to be in the final, and as I said, I think when you get to that stage, you can't focus on any of the previous matches. Of course, it's tough knowing that I haven't beaten her in the past and that she has such a powerful game and that I've had trouble against her. But on the other side, when it's a final situation and knowing I'm a big competitor, I will do everything I can to try to win the match.
Well, yeah, I'm happy that I have this pressure. Pressure is a privilege for me. I'd rather have 18 Grand Slam titles and pressure than one and none, or none and none, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's a great pressure to have being in a Grand Slam final. This is what you dream about.
Okay, just to keep you up to date, the latest news are that they're opening the roof now, so they're probably not expecting any further rain here. Now, coming back to that report, it's interesting to see Maria Sharapova. She's only living in the future, in the present, and she just believes in herself. Whatever happened in the past, she doesn't care.
No, I think she's right, though. It's a final, and it's different. It's Australian Open final. It's got nothing to do with the French Open. Serena's looking for a 6th title. Who knows how focused she'll be if she's looking too far ahead in the future for a 19th Grand Slam title. Is that on her mind? So I agree with Sharapova. I mean, from personal experience playing in a Grand Slam final, no, it didn't matter at all what happened even 2 weeks before if you lost to somebody. This is a completely different situation. Both players know that we're both nervous, and you're in front of everybody. This is the last match of the tournament. You don't know how much you have in your tank when it's the last match, because we're going home anyway the following day or 2 days later, depending on how much fun you have the night of your victory. So I think I'm with her there, Maria Sharapova, for sure. I don't think that the past is going to matter that much. It's more the matchup between the two.
Okay, it's now time to have a little bit of a closer look at that clash here. Some analysis, pretty interesting.
Both players have strong first serves. And here in Melbourne, Serena has the advantage in terms of their average speeds, 6 miles an hour faster than Maria's. But it's her ability to inject pace that gives her distinct superiority. She's hit the fastest of the tournament so far at 127 miles an hour, much quicker than Maria's, which only gives opponents a little over half a second to react. From a biomechanical perspective, there's much to admire in Serena's motion. Sir Isaac Newton would be proud of the amount of ground reaction force she creates initially, and she makes great use of all of the large muscle groups in her body throughout. She has wonderful shoulder rotation, adding her exceptionally strong upper body to the overall coordination chain, and the vertical angle she creates with her shoulders allows her to generate even more racket head speed. But one of her greatest strengths is her ability to control the ball toss and then disguise her serves, and here's a good example. If you look very closely, you'll see 2 balls here, so an identical contact point on 2 different serves. But check out where they land, in opposite corners of the service box. So from an opponent's perspective, it's almost impossible to read, which is one of the fundamental reasons why she's been able to hit so many aces, 70 and counting so far here in Melbourne. But Maria struggles to control her ball toss, and thus it's easier to read her serves. Here's a selection of them. Note how those on the right tend to go out wide, and those more central go down the middle. So if you're smart, you can start to read that and return better. So there's no doubt the quality of serving will go a very long way to determining the outcome. But once they get into a rally, Maria would love to try and dictate play throughout from her comfort zone, which is centrally located. From this position, she's able to dominate with aggressive first strike tennis. Her average rally hit point so far is only about a foot behind the baseline, and most of her winners here in Melbourne have come from that position centrally. 50 so far, with just 35 unforced errors. But look at the difference. Once she's forced wider, she becomes less effective. Just 25 winners and a whopping 42 unforced errors from her forehand wing, and just 16 winners and 28 unforced errors from her backhand. Even though her movement's undoubtedly improved, she'll be desperate to govern from her favourite position on big points. If she's forced to defend, she'll lose the initiative and lose control of her own destiny.
So it's a lot of information and a lot of numbers we've just seen there, Mats. But the basic thing is, like, when Maria, let's take the serve away, but when Maria gets the ball into the middle, then she's very good executing the points and going to those sidelines. So Serena Williams will probably try and make a move.
I would think they're both going to try and make each other move, and I think with Sarapova, I think the important thing for her is that when she gets the ball in the middle, she has to really commit to going to a winner, because if she goes close to a sideline and she's not committed to that shot and she doesn't hit it hard enough, then suddenly she opens up the angles for Serena, and now if Serena can drag Maria Sharapova out to her forehand, that's where she's making most of the errors, whether it's a forced error or an unforced error. So I think it's going to be a little bit of cat and mouse there, where try and get the first strike in hard, maybe down the middle, then get the short ball, and then when you go wide, you better go hard and nearly go for a winner. But again, it's going to be depending on how they're striking the ball. I say if they take the serve away and they serve underhand, I would actually put Sharapova as the favorite to win.
Okay, so what do you think is going to happen tonight then at the end of the day? They can't take the serves out.
They can't take them away. No, you can neutralize the serve, though. So I think two things has to happen for Sharapova. I think she has to go in and really go after Serena's second serve. And then what has to happen with that is that Serena starts pulling back on her first serve. Percentages drop when she goes for it, and maybe she just spins the first serve in, and then suddenly that's neutralized. And then, of course, for Sharapova, she has to get a high percentage first serves in, and they also have to be free points, so to speak, and then keep the double fault count down, especially on big points.
And she obviously also has to get off a good start, I suspect.
I would think so, although both of them have been great, sort of not front runners, they always are, but here they come from behind, both of them in a couple of matches, so I think they're both kind of surprised and happy that they're in the finals.
Okay, Maria and Serena are walking towards Rod Laver Arena. I wonder what's going through their heads at the moment. We are going to a quick commercial break now, and then we'll be back with the women's final. Maria Sharapova taking on Serena Williams.
Welcome back live to the Rod Laver Arena. Serena walked out on court second. Spent the entire walk to the chair looking up at the open roof because it's still drizzling a little bit. She looks pretty concerned. She's not well, we know that, so there's much to concern her this evening. And when she got to the spin of the coin with Alison Hughes of Great Britain in the umpire's chair, she said, "What's happening with the roof? Because it's raining a little bit." Alison Hughes says, "I will find out." But they're warming up as we speak with the roof open. And we'll just keep an eye on the conditions. Second French Open, of course, for Maria Sharapova last year. Chris Bradnam alongside former quarter-finalist here, world number 5, Joe Jury. Good evening, Joe.
Evening, Chris.
Champion here 08. Serena 5 times the last 5 years ago. Heavy, heavy favourite without the sort of cold and virus that she's had. And it's probably just as well that she's had a really tough match, saving those match points, Joe, second round, because the odds are heavily against her tonight in this matchup.
They are. Well, everyone's talking about she's got to do something different, but having got through those 2 match points, she then actually played really solid tennis and served well. Of course she's got to serve well. She's got to cut out those double faults and, well, I think vary it a little bit more.
A great champion, they both are, of course, and Serena looking to go ahead of Martina Navratilova and Chrissy Evert winning yet another major. 19 it will be. She can pull it off. She says it's not life and death for her, Joe, because she's won it 5 times already. And they're playing for the Daphne Ackhurst Trophy Cup. 5 times a titleist here, Daphne, matching Serena all those years ago.
Yeah, amazing. But apparently she had a temperature of 102 earlier on today. She didn't look great yesterday. I'm sure, you know, the doctors and everyone have done what they can with her. Now it's up to Serena just to do what she can.
Yes, it's a 23rd major final, 6th here. She's looking for a 19th major. And she's not lost once she's got to this stage in the Australian Open. A confirmation of the 5 wins. Phenomenal record, but she has pretty much wherever she plays.
I think, you know, she talked about last year trying to get that 18th Grand Slam title, and she just got too uptight, and that's why she was losing at Grand Slams, and finally managed to relax at the US Open.
What have you made of her route through?
Well, you know, tough against Vera Zvonareva, 5-3 down and set points down, and then won 10 games in a row, and then she was tested again by Svitolina and Muguruza, but really looked good against Cibulkova, and then contained Madison Keys, so it's been getting better, I think, a bit like Maria, really.
Alison Hughes, not the first time she's been sitting in one of the cherished seats, doing a major final.
Yeah, so there's the head-to-head. We know, 15 in a row.
Staggering, isn't it?
So what can Maria do?
Those the 2 wins in 2004, the Wimbledon final, of course, and the season-end championships in Los Angeles at the end of the year. Joe, we called that match, and Serena was really injured too in that match.
She was, and she couldn't serve at all. But the Wimbledon final was just amazing.
Juniors have been competing in finals today. Lucky for Katie Swan, an injury got the better of her. Runners-up in the girls' junior singles, but congratulations to the wheelchair champion. If you ever get a chance to watch them in action, don't miss it, because it's quite extraordinary what they do. Just 2 bounces for the wheelchair players, that's the only difference. Yeah, the roof is not fully open.
No, it's not. It's undecided what to do at the moment.
They forecast potential drizzle and maybe a bit of interruption, and they thought it might well be an indoor final. It would be the 3rd if that was to happen. But it's open at the moment. Welcome along to all British Eurosport viewers. There's been 5 Australian Prime Ministers since Maria Sharapova's last win against Serena Williams. It's been that long. The latest Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, is under a lot of pressure. And I think Sharapova perhaps is tonight too. Of course, this is a repeat of 07. It was 1 and 2 then. And maybe, you know, it could be a leveller, Joe. You mentioned earlier, before British Eurosport viewers joined us, that Serena had a temperature of over 100 earlier on today. She's feeling a lot better now, but the last few days she's been really bad in the morning and then sort of getting better in the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday she went out to practice in the morning, just felt terrible, went back to the hotel and slept, and came back and did practice, and she said, you know, it was fine. But I'm sure she's sort of been dosed up by the doctors with cold remedies. There's Patrick Mouratoglou, who's, Serena says, helped her so much to be so much more consistent in her tennis.
They'll be keeping an eye on the big screen tonight, won't they?
Yeah, it's funny old weather, isn't it? This whole week in Melbourne has been so cool. It's only 18 degrees at the moment, 64 degrees, and the roof is hardly open, really. They are expecting more showers.
Inevitably going to be nervous, both women, as experienced as they are. 23rd major final for Williams, 10th major final for Sharapova with her team. Sven Grunefeld, left of picture at the front. He's one of the biggest cheerleaders in the box you'll ever see. Together a year now.
Yeah, and interestingly that Maria practiced indoors today.
Yeah.
Maybe she knew something. The weather forecast is for showers tonight. Also
be interesting to see how quick Williams is out the blocks, Joe. We often see her start matches and the serve is at half pace. But if she's really feeling rough, only she knows how she feels. She's going to want quick and powerful points, surely.
I think so. That's what she's been doing lately. She's not been feeling great, and she's so capable of doing it. That's the thing.
Predictions? Who's going to win?
Well, I think it's hard to judge, actually. It depends how well Serena is feeling. You have to go with Serena, I think. But let's see how she starts off. And, of course, it's up to Maria and her serve. It's got to be good.
There's some coming.
It's last few nervous moments. So the final of the Australian Open 2015. Serena Williams, 5 times a former champion. And up against a woman who's won it once, Maria Sharapova. 15 wins in a row for Williams in this matchup. What can Sharapova do tonight to upset the odds?
Straight away, and that was a first serve. But Maria's been saying, you know, time she's played Serena, that she's just tried to do too much straight away, tried to be so attacking that she hasn't got enough balls in court. But she's got to attack to a certain extent. Well, she won the toss and decided to serve Sharapova, so they must have planned on that. She's looking a little bit off the pace at the moment.
Definitely looking for a quick start. Early balls, pacey. Keep an eye on the clock between points. She's been regularly over 20 in the tournament.
Every time.
Let's.
Not wasting any time, Williams. He's just going to see the ball hit it.
Which tells Sharapova she's not feeling well. Oh, that is way too good. I mean, the movement difference, I mean, Sharapova's improved so much, but it's huge.
Yes, it's nowhere near. I mean, she'll try for everything, Sharapova, as normal. But Williams makes it look so easy at times, going across the court.
Challenge? It looked wide.
It did.
Could really help Serena tonight if she's not feeling well, to adopt this attitude of how she's going to play.
Well, she thinks it's in now.
It's well in.
Yeah.
Advantage, Sharapova.
Yeah, the cough is still there. So she doesn't want long points.
No.
Clean as a whistle.
I mean, we were talking the other day about how cleanly Madison Keys hits it off her racket, but that one there, you could hear the difference.
No noise. Saving the throat.
I wonder if she could make a noise to her. She might just cough if she does so.
Let's. First service.
Yeah, she's coughing again.
Oh, that was a good serve as well, body serve, and then it gave her the ball she wants. She kind of readied herself for it, didn't deliver.
First break point of the final. The first of how many, we wonder. Terrific start for Williams. Real intent. Djokovic practicing this sort of time just to get ready for the battle tomorrow night against Andy Murray. Would that be his second practice of the day, do you think?
I'm not sure. I mean, you've played so much tennis, haven't you, by the time you get to a final of a Grand Slam?
Serena Williams to serve.
Daphne Akhurst Memorial Cup. She also, like Serena, won this tournament 5 times. Way back in the 20s.
15 love.
Her life tragically cut short. Died when she was 29. Ectopic pregnancy. But it is a magnificent trophy.
Yep, Sharapova not quite ready. Oh, well, didn't expect that. Very soft double fault. No, the shoulders are pretty tense.
30-15.
Sharapova, and the first backhand really did stretch Williams. It was ripe for the second.
Everyone's got a nemesis player. There's absolutely no doubt who Sharapova's is.
Oh, it's a good stretch. Get the return.
30 all.
It's going to be tough for Serena. She's coughing already. If she needs to really dig deep and, you know, make some noise, she's going to be able to breathe.
Played. This is where Sharapova's game plan is all out aggression, all out attack, hitting the ball hard. I mean, that obviously plays into Williams' hands, and why the matchup is bad, Williams is better at it over the last 15 meetings. It's almost It'd be better if Sharapova had an Andy Murray type game where he could defend and chip and slice and drop shot and just make long rallies happen. Too good.
Game Williams.
Oh,
Williams leads 2 games to love. First set.
can see. Tough for her, but this isn't going to do it either. I mean, it's tough for Sharapova. She cannot get balls like that, whereas Williams might be able to. They all look pretty confident.
I know it's early, but Sharapova's already lost 2 finals here. Very easily. 1 and 2 against Serena 07. Azarenka 2012, 3 in love. She needs to get on the scoreboard.
I mean, I would have thought she'd be going at the Williams forehand, surely as hard as she can. Try and get some of these errors to occur, the ones where she lifts up a little bit too early on the shot. You can't get any more determined than these two, can you, actually, in the women's game?
Yeah. Well, it's the first time for 11 years the top 2 have been in the final. Well done. Love game to open the account with. Should make for a more comfortable sit down here after 12 minutes.
Williams leads 2 games to 1 for set.
Williams 2-1 first set. Wow, that is one grueling point. I think she's complaining about no interception from Alison Hughes, but she could have challenged.
Yeah, could have challenged. I mean, couple in a row seemed to skid off the line. Yeah, I think that one did.
She had a good look at the line after picking that backhand up.
Well, that was an unexpected drop shot.
Breathing very heavily after that point.
Well measured.
Wow.
Yeah, she's really hurting. Well, the choice is to make the points as short as possible. She's so capable of doing it.
All of that is on the big screen.
30-15.
Probably be the first ace of many. I mean, she's been serving a lot of aces in her previous matches, mainly 15, 17 against other people.
Agnieszka Radwanska played Wimbledon a few years ago with a chest infection. Took Serena Williams to 3 sets in the final that year. Nearly got it done. Ill. They've dealt with so much, though, the Williams sisters, in their lives.
Of course, and, you know, and the tension of playing doesn't help your breathing either. You get tight. It's hard to get the breath down into your lungs enough.
Sharapova is challenging the call on the right serve.
She did look straight away at Alison Hughes. She can be quite late challenging, Sharapova. It's caught the line. Tough game, though, for Williams, physically. Not by her standards ordinarily, but for all the before mentioned.
She keeps shaking her head. Goodness, look. Yeah, she's struggling to breathe. Let's see how quick she can make these points.
Love 15.
I mean, Sharapova is looking down the other end at all. She must be seeing this. And she's got to make those balls. She's got to make the rallies longer.
She just knows one way, doesn't she? And in a way, obviously, that inflexibility, if you like, has made her as successful as she is.
Of course.
Because she treats everything the same, but I'm with you. Just dig in, maybe take a bit of pace out, just make them as long as possible.
(30-15).
Of course, the temptation to swing away because you have to sometimes makes you swing too quickly. Just snatching at that shot.
(40-15).
Yes, I think the lines people and the umpire better be really sharp tonight. There's going to be a lot of lines hit.
Yeah, it's out. Well played. Well, we are seeing the drop shot a couple of times. That's good. That'll be wearing. We have a match here.
Williams leads 3-2 first set.
21 fascinating minutes. Williams with the break. Leads 3-2.
Let's first service.
Tape on the left hand there below the watch. It's the place where they attach drips. Not saying she has been on a drip. But she's been very unwell.
Love 15.
Well, they are both totally focused.
They are peppering the lines tonight.
Yeah, the baseline in particular, trying to force each other back out of the court.
Oh, she was no, she's not. Bluffing maybe then. Oh, line to line again. Great defence from Sharapova.
Yeah, she's half-volleying, flicking, she's doing whatever she can to stay in it. She was hoping this was going to be called out, but I think it jumped off the line yet again. Just a little look at the umpire.
Intensifying. Yeah, it's raining quite hard.
Oh my goodness.
Can't believe Serena didn't notice.
Yeah.
I mean, it rained as they drizzled, not as heavy as this when they first walked out onto court.
No, that's too heavy. It is the lines, they'll get so dangerous.
They'll hold them here for a few minutes. Wayne McEwen, referee, is on. They'll make a decision, because once they shut the roof, it stays shut for the rest of the match. They'll want to try and make it... Well, that looks ominous. It was forecast.
It looks bleak. It's not very open, is it? Let's say, the roof.
Yeah, normally it's 15 minutes. It might be a bit quicker than that, but it's going to be quite a delay, because this court's getting pretty wet.
Need an umbrella up.
Straight away, the tails coming out for the lines. There's an army of them. It's been the coolest January for many, many years, 30, 40 years. It's like New York.
It is. They were ready for this. That's very quickly out on court.
It's quite a big decision here, really, because you don't want interruption after interruption with the drizzle and the rain, and the clouds look pretty threatening.
Yeah.
Players going off.
Well, I'm surprised they haven't shut it before. I mean, look at that. It's pouring with rain.
Yeah. They'll always want it to be an outdoor tournament.
But that's too much.
There's yet more towels coming out. But a good start. I mean, Serena coping really well, because she's clearly so under the weather.
She is. She really is. And she's just going for it. And this is a really good contest. I just love the way they've been looking tonight. The game faces are on.
I mean, she was very concerned when she first walked out on court. The whole walk to the chair was looking up, because it was drizzling very, very finely. And the roof, we've just heard from Craig Willis, it will be closed. So this will become an indoor final, the third in its history. And the women's event here indoors.
Yeah, shouldn't take too long, really.
Yeah, it was a good idea to leave it partially shut at the start.
Yep.
So it really has, or will, speed things up. They're hardy souls. So it shouldn't be too long. with the amount of volunteers we've got, before this final can get back underway. It'll be an indoor final from here on in. So the players backstage, rain still getting through in the very centre part now where the roof is coming together. The country that's so often in drought. There'll be a few enjoying it. Does it change much? Indoor match coming up, the little break here.
I don't think so. I mean, the roof was very nearly closed anyway. It won't take long, and I think, you know, they're both pretty much like an indoor arena. But there was great tension, wasn't there, just before the rain. 30-all on the Williams serve, and there was a lot going on.
I mean, I'm just trying to put myself in Serena's position of how unwell she's been. Temperature today over 100 degrees this morning. She's got hot, she's been sweating. Suddenly she's gone off, she's going to get cold, she's got to warm up again. I mean, that's horrible when you're feeling ill and you've got a bit of a virus.
I mean, she really did look unwell after one of those long points. She could hardly breathe, she was coughing and shaking her head. That's how bad she feels. But, you know, as we've also said, that she is capable of shortening the points. She might as well just go for it, you know, as soon as the point finishes, go for it on the serve. Oh, I mean, that looks horrible outside.
Yeah, it really does. Amazing facilities here now, though. 3 retractable roofs. Of course, the brand new, magnificent Margaret Court Arena closes in less than 5 minutes. Yeah, it's very dry at the backs already. Currently on Eurosport 2, Asian Cup final, Korea against Australia. A lot of excitement out here from the Aussies, obviously. Sarapova on the court, Serena Williams backstage.
Yeah, she just wants to get away from it all, I think. And they've got never-ending supply of towels, it looks like. That's a good job. Just a bit just on the net now.
Yeah, it'll take literally minutes. It's going to be less than a quarter of an hour, that's for sure, the break here. But it'll be interesting to see how Serena is on the restart. It really will. I mean, this has been a real leveler, the illness for Serena Williams, for all sorts of reasons. We'll be back. Well, she's back, but all the way down the tunnel back onto the court. A coughing fit for Serena. She's had to leave the court because it's uncontrollable right now. She is really struggling.
She is. I think you're right that this break is being no good for Serena Williams at all.
Sarapova taking it all in her stride. She's going to obviously use it, channel it to her advantage if she can. I mean, the matchup, nightmare. Can't keep repeating the stat. Everybody knows it backwards by now, but she's got to find something, an extra motivation to give her the belief that she could somehow just defy all the odds and get a win here tonight. And this is certainly doing her no harm at all.
Well, it's an interesting situation because, you know, if they call time, which they surely should do, what's happening with Serena? Is she having an injury timeout back there? Or?
Good point. Yeah, Alison Hughes is asking the question. Donna Kelso is backstage with Serena, supervisor. Looking down the tunnel, Sarapova, where is Serena? And then the question inevitably will come, surely, to Alison Hughes, what is going on? Here comes Wayne McEwen with an explanation. Well, it's a good point you make, Joe.
Well, we can't see what's going on back there at the moment. But I think Maria's doing the right thing. She's out on court, she's shadow swinging, she's ready, she's got to keep focused. And of course, Serena shouldn't have been able to talk to a coach in that break, because really the player should have stayed on court.
Yeah.
Unless they all needed a loo break, like Boris Becker the other night.
Yeah. Didn't go down very well with Novak, did it? Now, all eyes on Serena. Coughing fit seems to have subsided. So coming up, best part of a quarter of an hour this break. Remember, it's 3-2 Williams at the break, 30 all. Been through so much on and off the court. Injuries, life-threatening problems, tragedy. The murder of her half-sister. Started the tough way from Compton. What a story that was, the way they came through under Richard's guidance in particular, training them and bringing them up as champions.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
This is pretty minor, really, by comparison to everything else in their lives. But it's an issue. There's no doubt it's a player in this final tonight. The health of Serena Williams. 30 all, 3-2 as they resume. It's not too shabby.
So, oh, she could have hoped for. She's had the coughing fit. She doesn't want to run and have to breathe deeply.
Game, Williams.
Just look at that reaction.
Williams leads 4 games
She only
to
hit
2.
3 shots. It's like she hit 303.
Oh, an ace and then a beautifully timed winner. Couldn't have asked for anything more. But that's being played on the screen, as you keep pointing out, Chris, that Sharapova can plainly see. No, I don't think I'd switch it to Williams's backhand at the moment.
We've seen a couple of drop shots from Sharapova. We need to see the angles too to try to get Williams on the move. I know she's dangerous on the move, but she's got to push her in that way somehow.
Yeah.
Trouble is, you get that. You create the angle.
Well, it's just whether Sharapova can do it a few points in a row. I think Williams can do it like that. It was a great move from her, lovely angle.
Ouch. Hasn't won a point yet on the resumption, Sharapova. 3 more break points.
So a lot of tweets out there at the moment saying that Williams did see a doctor when she went back down the corridor.
Game Williams.
6 points in a row for Williams under the roof.
New balls, please.
It's good medicine.
Williams leads
5-2.
5-2.
New balls in play for Serena Williams, serving for the opening set at 5-2.
Love 15.
Well, she won't serve many double faults, and obviously she's looking for the big aces to keep the points a bit shorter.
Love 13.
Yeah, the error's more prone on the forehand side of Williams.
Well, definitely so far in the match, and I'm surprised that Sarapova isn't going constantly to the forehand at the moment.
That's what Panova did to Sharapova. Second round. So many errors from Sharapova's forehand.
Love 14.
Well, again, Williams can't really make a noise because I think if she tried to, she'd start coughing. So she's having to keep everything very much within herself. Well, that was pretty quick.
15-14.
These are the first break points for Sharapova. Boy, does she need to take one.
30-14.
Sent the wrong way, covering the wide serve. Third ace, beautifully struck. Four from 10 behind this second serve. Chance here for Sharapova.
Game Sarapova.
Gifted the break back. One at least.
Williams leads 5.
Yeah,
game
two
3
doubles
sets.
in the game. Now, can Sharapova get enough first serves in particular?
Love 15.
A little flat-footed. Return back so quick.
It's the thing, she doesn't direct her serve well enough and it comes flying back with the pace. She's done quite a few half volleys already.
Unlucky. What a point.
Yes, no wonder they're standing up. That was brilliant by Williams to stay in it. What a shot there, flicked it. Not quite enough touch at the end.
Love 40.
Hasn't failed to convert a break point yet, Williams. 2 from 2, his 3 set points. Breaks to love. Affords herself a roar. 47 minutes, including the break. 6-3 Williams.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
Welcome back and welcome along to Mats Wilander, 3 times a former champion here with his views of what we've seen so far. Good evening, Mats.
Good evening, Chris.
Quite a lot of incident.
Yeah, lots of incidents. I think it's actually helping Serena to know that she can't. Well, she did defend beautifully in one of those points before, but she's just going full out, trying to take time away from Sharapova.
Love.
I'm not sure, but I think once you've lost, is it 15 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's time. It's time to really do something drastic. She's got 3 games on the board. If she keeps this up, Sharapova, she's not going to win this match. So what do? She's hit a couple of drop shots. She's got to move around more when she returns serve, be more active. It's obviously difficult to do, but you got to do something. You got to roll up a high topspin forehand sometimes to Serena's backhand. You got to go for some short angles. Maybe take a little bit off your first serve, because Serena's just hitting the return right back at Sharapova and she can't get out of the way. Step into the second serve. Just play your match at this point. Oh.
Well, she certainly did there, but Williams equal to it.
Yeah, I think that Serena loves this matchup. That you could hear that in the before match interviews and after the semifinals. It's perfect for her, and I think Sharapova, it's just this physical intimidation, and there's mental intimidation as well. And I think Sharapova sometimes, or very often, tries to play the matches at her pace. She takes time between points. She turns around. She sort of corrects the strings in a racket, and somehow she's being rushed by Serena. Don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's really tough for her.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone really wants to be in Sharapova's shoes when Serena Williams is in this kind of mood. And again, I think the fact that she's not 100% actually is helping her in this matchup.
Thanks very much, Mats.
Love 15.
Welcome back, Joe.
Well, I love it when you hear from Mats, when you hear from a champion about the sort of mental intimidation as well. They're both trying to do it to each other, of course.
Yes.
They are the divas of the game.
Well, she's preparing to come in too. She's closing every door in Sharapova's face here.
Love 30.
If you're not going to mix it up, I will.
Well, she's on a mission, Williams. She has to be, because of how she's feeling. And she's doing it awfully well.
Please.
It has got pretty one-sided. as many feared it would be.
Yep, should have gone down the line.
15-13.
No, I think that actually Williams is looking slightly better.
Yeah,
to me.
her breathing was under control at the
Yeah.
end of that point, and that was a pretty tough point.
Exactly. So that's even more ominous for
Yeah.
Sharapova. Yeah. She knows how important that is. Maria was in charge. Look at that, middle of the court. That's where she wants to dominate from.
More chances.
30-14.
Sven Grunefeld after the comeback win, saving the match point second round against Panova. It's in Sharapova's DNA. Doesn't know when to give up. Problem is, she's playing somebody who's A to Z.
Well, the serve absolutely needs to work like that every time.
Just for the record, this miss it was dropped in the crowd.
Doesn't go down well here, does it?
More than once.
Oh dear.
Advantage Sharapova.
The crowd want a battle, they want a fight. She's got plenty of that, Sharapova, but they want it pretty close on the scoreboard too. You get greedy when you come to watch a final. Well, the crowds cheer as loud as the roar from Sharapova herself. Great hole.
1 game more second set.
Really was. She battles all the time. You know she will, Sharapova. Whether she's going to be good enough, you don't know. But she'll give herself every chance.
Love.
She can't pick the serve.
No.
That time she was covering the middle, so the slider comes in. It's the best female serve of all time. It has to be. And it's so well disguised.
Love.
Well, we're hearing more from Williams. Trying to drive this on.
Love. Game Williams.
Love game, Williams. The eyes narrow
Williams leads 2 games to 1, second set.
as the senses sharpen. Set and 2-1. So Sharapova, 1-2, second set. It almost feels like 2 Americans out there. There's been a lot written about that this fortnight.
Yeah.
A lot of comments from the other Russian players, as in no comment on the subject.
Well, of course, Maria's playing Fed Cup.
Wow. It needs to be that good, and it needs to be that early.
Yes.
In the point.
15 love.
Straight and true and middle of the racket.
Oh, that's in.
Sharapova is challenging the call.
Has to challenge, but I think that's in.
She thought it was going out.
Must be about the 4th time in this match at least where they've hit 2 shots in a row on the line.
Yeah.
The pair of them. Let's see. It is.
Bad decision.
15 all. Ms. Sharapova has 2 challenges remaining. Let's for service.
You
15-13.
can see she's just being pushed to the absolute limit, Sharapova.
Do you think she's thought at all yet? I hate playing Serena Williams.
Well, she did concede. She found it quite hard in her interview before the final. But she said, I'll try and find a way, and she is.
Big cat down the line, left begging. Left hand comes out. Calm down. It's been a good friend to Serena over the years, that left hand.
It sure has. It's pretty flexible.
Yeah. But this is much more animated from Serena from the beginning of the match. She looked dreadful after the first 3 games. Health-wise, I mean. Got it again. Wow. She's really giving it some here, Sharapova.
Well, she has to. It's brilliant to see. You know, you will want to feel this between these two.
Yeah, they've had their scraps in the past, haven't they? Had a few scrapes.
Thank you, players are ready.
Got to outshine those men in the other night.
That'll take some doing, Joe.
Let's. First service. Love 15.
It's only the 3rd point lost behind the first serve for Williams, but she's 6 from 14 behind the second.
Oh my goodness. I think Serena thought that might have been a fault. She's going to get another ball from the ball boy.
Well, she read the serve this time, Sharapova. Beautifully. Not that time, but at least she's going one way or the other. But she's in the game, isn't she? The cat and mouse game.
Yes, exactly. Oh, yes.
That was aimed straight down the court to Sharapova.
Oh.
It looked good from here. I'm not going to touch it. Sharapova is challenging the pull on the left-hand serve. The ball's pulled in.
Yeah, I think the come on from Serena just bounces off Maria. She's used to it. She'll give one back.
The 30-year-old Miss Sharapova has one challenge remaining.
She read it again, just couldn't handle it.
Yep. And you've got to put that down as a chance if you get your racket to the ball on a Williams first serve.
Game Williams.
Boy, oh boy. Setting 3-2, Williams.
3 games to 2, second set, and by 1 set to love.
All must-win service games for Sharapova. Serena so fired up now.
Thank you, players are ready. Quiet, please. Thank you.
Set down, 2-3 down, second set.
Fifteen love. Love.
Surprised she missed that, Williams. She's been going after those second serves so much.
Yeah, I think Serena more than surprised. Livid. Channeling everything positively.
30-15.
Oh, that's 3/4 of the way up the service box, but it's still not good enough against Williams. Wow. Scary.
30
Some great names on there in terms of intimidation. Right up there. Ever seen Serena Williams look more determined than tonight?
I'm not sure I have.
30-14.
And in a way, it gives great respect to Sharapova. She knows this is it, every point.
It's almost like after the coughing fit. She flicked the switch and said, just deal with it. She's been completely different since then.
Well, can Sharapova hang on to another service game?
She's got to ride the storm, hasn't she, somehow, and then who knows? She did so well to have a chance to win the point, and she probably feels she should have done.
I think so. There's a couple of wrong footers Sharapova played. Williams somehow twisting and turning and getting it back. And then just you think Sharapova's played the wrong shot. Williams should have had that.
Yeah, throwing down the gauntlet, Sharapova. This is great stuff.
Loving it.
3-game goals, second set.
We just couldn't try any harder than these two are at this precise moment, trying to dominate each other.
This is a treat for everybody here, and from wherever you are watching it from. Serena's firing Maria up.
Yes.
Love 15.
It's gone past fever pitch, hasn't it?
Missed it.
Love 13.
Now then.
Well, last game, love 30. Serena served 3 aces out of the next 4 points.
Wait, please.
That's how she can turn her serve on.
Going the wrong way again initially. Which way this time will Serena go? She's mixed it up so beautifully tonight. Again, covering the tee, going the wrong way. She's on track to repeat, Joe.
Yes.
Oh my goodness,
That
is unplayable.
Yep.
40-13.
Don't really know what you can do about that. Most fantastic serve.
She's still only lost 4 points behind her first serve in the match. And it is the best in the business. Players thinking so too. But she's 6 from 16 behind this second serve. Making inroads again, Sharapova. It's become a bit of an issue, the second serve.
Yeah, what a difference, isn't there? So much spin on it. It just sat up for Maria to attack.
th winner. Serena's hit 26 already.
Advantage.
What's the score on the come-ons? It's about 7-2, isn't it?
I think Serena's winning the come-ons at the moment because she's doing it right down the court at Maria.
Near her quickest serve of the match, that one, Serena.
Friction.
Oh,
Hindrance.
she's got a, yeah, she'll lose the point for hindrance.
Loss of
Yeah.
points.
She's getting too excited there, Serena. Shouted. She's done it a couple of times before in matches.
Well, that's something to put to the back of her mind, Serena Williams,
Advantage Sharapova.
because she was going to be 4-2,
Yeah.
4-3.
Yep.
Now it's an altogether different
It
story.
did stop her in her tracks, and that next serve wasn't as good.
Break point. She read it too.
Yeah.
Super.
Very good shot from that position.
Advantage Williams.
The off forehand.
Game Williams.
Silence greets ace number 13.
Please. Will change.
It is 4-3 now, Williams.
4 games to 3. Second set of moments.
New balls for Sharapova. She's only winning a third of her second serve points too. So first serve remains key. It's the first smile of the final.
There's a lot going on there. Angles and
15 love.
slices and volleys.
Her defence has been amazing tonight, Serena Williams.
Well, hasn't she got better as the match has gone on? She obviously feels she can now breathe and run and chase. And actually, Maria's playing pretty well.
She's only taken one set in the last 11 meetings to Sharapova. She's working so hard here. Just to hang in this one. Left hand again. She can try too hard. We've seen that in her career at times.
Well, as happened in the last game when she shouted because she thought she'd hit a winner, and that was the hindrance. That's why she lost the point. But she calmed down right after that.
Well,
it's only her third, and I guess if you're going to do one, 40 love up, not going to hurt quite so much.
Game, Sharapova.
Great messages here from Sharapova. In this indoor final now, remember. There's a tweet to show you the outside conditions. Pretty horrendous. The luxury of the roof. Super timing. Didn't look to muscle that at all, Williams.
It's 15 love.
No, and Serena got over to it so quickly. That's how she can make it look so easy. Actually, that was a pretty good return.
Lex. First service.
There's not many that could even stay with Williams in the mood she's in tonight and the form.
$30 love. $40 love.
Yeah, it's unbelievably impressive. Just 5 points lost behind her first serve. 29 from 34. Add
Game,
one.
Williams.
A love game.
Williams leads 5 games to 4 seconds left.
Set 5-4. Sharapova's got to hold serve to stay in the final. So here we are then. Hour and 27 minutes. Sharapova having to hold serve to stay in the final. Setting 4-5 down.
Well, that was calmly played. No, come on, needed.
Love 15. Thank you, players are ready. 15-all.
Big come on, because Maria knows how important that serve was. It was deep enough.
Brilliant. And what a gutsy second serve.
30-15.
And had to swiftly get over there. The angle's created, even if it is down the line. There is an angle to come back in. Talk about giving it everything.
Let. First service.
Ouch.
But that's what she's up against, time after time.
Oh, she's made that? No, it's wide.
It's the right shot as well.
30-14. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please, thank you. Please.
Championship point.
Brilliant, and applauded by Williams. That's brilliant too. That was a bit reminiscent of the match point she saved second round of the tournament.
We're back to the DNA. She's been successful behind every drop shot tonight, Sharapova.
Advantage, Sharapova.
What a time to play one.
She hasn't done one for ages. And actually, what a gap down the line. And Williams was actually probably a bit too fast coming into this. Couldn't balance quite as she hit it.
Game, Sharapova.
What a hole. That's a wonderful noise, the ovation, the saving of the championship point.
5 games all, second save.
The final continues. There's not many in the crowd that want it to stop.
No, there's smiles all round in the crowd. This is wonderful tennis.
15-love. Fifteen all.
Fourth double.
Oh, guessed the serve. Thought she did a good enough return. But how quick was Williams to react?
Fabulous from both women.
Takes your breath away. I mean, they're going at it hammer and tongs. You can really hear Williams now too.
Again, she's trying to pick it. It's terrific to see Sharapova doing this.
40-13.
She's done it the whole match. It can get into a server's mind at the moment. Just focused on the delivery. Points won behind the second serve. Well, taking a hammering.
Adios.
Still the kicker, going nowhere really.
Yeah, Sharapova had her pick of shots there, plenty of time.
It's 3 from 11 in the second set now, Williams, behind it. Both screaming at the same time. This is great.
Advantage Williams.
You're getting your money's worth here tonight with this final.
What a final. It's one of the matches of the tournament.
Game Williams.
Ace number 16. She holds firm. Once more a game away from the title. Williams, a set and 6-5. Hour and 39 minutes. This magnificent final continues to unfold for the second time of asking. Sharapova has to hold serve to stay in the match.
Thank you, players are ready. Quiet, please.
5-6, second set.
15-love. 30 love.
Well, two easiest points that Sharapova's had for a while.
Fantastic.
40 love. Game Sarapova. 16 falls, second set, tiebreak.
Refusing to buckle. First tiebreak in the tournament for Sharapova.
One additional challenge.
Serena Williams, her second. She won the first set against Madison Keys, 7-5 in the breaker. In all their previous head-to-heads, just the two. Serena's won both. Wimbledon 2010 in the fourth round, and of course Brisbane at the start of this year. She won the second set and the match in the semi-finals. Last year, Brisbane, that was.
Oh, she picked it.
She deserves it.
Guessed right. She's been trying to guess all match.
1-0 Sharapova.
5 points in a row.
One all.
Sharapova getting very, very excited at the moment. I was just thinking Serena's looking so calm, but then that.
Williams.
Well, anything you can do. Racket back early, just seems to flick at it. And the ball goes so fast.
Way inside the court.
3-1 Williams.
It's her 17th ace.
It's only the second set as well.
She's gone for the quiet approach of late.
4-1 Williams.
Okay, maybe not. What a different look from the beginning of the match. Oh, that was strange.
4-2
Had the
Williams.
wind up for the shot and then nothing happened.
She needed the left hand again after this. That left hand deserves at least 25% of her career earnings.
I don't know if there could be any more excitement in this match, but the crowd are really enjoying it, as are we.
Thank you. Players ready.
Plenty of time to think about it.
Williams.
It's a problem at the moment, I think. And with Sharapova battling as she is, the resistance, she's right back in this breaker. And Serena's only lost 3 points behind her first serve in this set. Only 6 in the match.
Williams.
Phew. I mean, both of them. Look at the emotions, they're so raw.
Wow, that forehand again.
5-4 Williams.
Sometimes it just looks like she's reaching for them instead of being busy with the feet and the energy. It's 3 she's given away in this tiebreak.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
When you think how untidy her last forehand was, to then come up with that sums her up.
6-4 Williams.
First championship point just over 15 minutes ago. 2 more here. That's a super
Quiet, please.
picture.
Thank you. Please.
Just will not surrender.
What a serve! Right in the corner. And then just
6
goes for it.
Williams.
She's played some of her best tennis on match points in this championship.
Where's this
Thank
serve
you,
going?
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Take a guess.
Please. Thank you.
Third championship point.
Let's.
Oh.
As if we hadn't had enough drama.
It was, you could hear it.
It's amazing.
Thought she'd won it there and then. She'll have to compose herself again.
Well, it's from shaking hands to first serve.
Yep.
Now, which way does she go?
Players are ready, thank you. Game set.
Stunning. Was it a let? No, you're the champion for the 6th time. What a final. What a performance from both women. The best possible medicine for Serena Williams. A 19th Grand Slam title.
Well, that was a very good handshake, I have to say, at the net. Great respect, the two of them. But you can understand why she's jumping for joy after feeling so ill at the start.
One hour and 51 very memorable minutes. Another major success for the team. Major disappointment, of course, for Sarapova, but what a final she played.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I mean, the emotions out there. And Sarapova, I think, you know, best she's probably played for quite a while, best she's served for a while. And Williams' serve, well, that's something else.
I mean, to go to the same place and make it even more accurate and hit her 18th ace to secure the title. Well, it would get anybody jumping for joy. She joins Helen Wills Moody on 19 majors. She's closing in on Steffi Graf with 22 and Margaret Court, of course, with 24.
Yes, and you wouldn't put it past her.
How much does this one mean?
Yes.
Compared to all of the others. Maybe the illness, maybe the thought. Only she knows how bad she was. And were there any thoughts of not being able to play? Course not. It's a Grand Slam, but she's defied the odds in terms of the health. Not the match. It's the 16th straight win against Sarapova, but maybe none tougher than this one.
And I know, you know, that's 16 times in a row now that Serena's beaten Maria, but what a match. We couldn't really have asked for anything more. Just the interplay between them, they just gave it everything they had.
Don't you start crying.
No, I'm getting Serena's cough.
You should get out on a tennis court then. You're going to play some pretty good stuff. Almost disbelief there wasn't another let.
Yes. Took a while to register, didn't it? That she'd actually won with that ace at the end, and then she was off.
Well, the music comes from one direction. She's only going one way, deeper into the record books. It really was a good exchange on the handshake. They both wanted so badly success. And as Sir Fruit's pointed out, a kangaroo would be proud of those. Childlike, the celebration.
Wonderful.
Unadulterated joy. She hasn't won here since 2010. How many more? Because if she can win when she's not healthy, she's still very much the one to beat. Disappointing last year, of course, the majors for Serena, just winning back home in New York. It led to a lot of speculation about this year, but as she pointed out, she wanted to get to 18 to join Navratilova and Evert so badly. She put too much pressure on herself. It became so stressful. But she certainly found the way here. Stage almost set for the presentations. She couldn't have given any more, Maria Sharapova. Virtually most other women couldn't possibly have lived with Serena Williams tonight. Wow.
Well, I wonder how much energy she's got for celebrations later on tonight.
Daphne Ackhurst Memorial Cup. 5 times the champion, Ackhurst herself. Plenty of tweets.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been more than a decade since the #1 and 2 player have played in the final here at the Australian Open. And what a performance we've seen. Congratulations to both Serena and Maria tonight. A lot of history's been made here tonight, but perhaps a little later for some of that. We're joined tonight by Stephen Healy, who's the President of Tennis Australia, one of our great sponsors, ANZ, and the Chief Executive Officer, Mike Smith. Young Anna Bishop, who's 8 years of age and is a hotshot nominee of the year for ANZ, all the way from Gunnedah. Good on you, Anna. Thank you for joining us. And next to Anna, a legend who celebrates an anniversary of 30 years since she won the Australian Open for the 3rd time, 18-time Grand Slam winner, Martina Navratilova. We're also joined by the Chief Executive of Tennis Australia and the Tournament Director, Craig Tiley, and the tournament referee, Mr. Wayne McEwen. So great to have Craig and Wayne here. So, without further ado, I now invite the President of Tennis Australia, Stephen Healy, to come forward and say a few words. Stephen.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. It has been a magnificent fortnight of women's tennis. I'd like to thank all of the WTA players who participated in this draw and made the Grand Slam so special. Thank you to all of our sponsors for everything they do to assist us in this tournament, and in particular to Kia, to ANZ, Jacobs Creek and Rolex, and a very special thank you also to the Victorian Government for all of their support in continually improving this stadium and making it the greatest facility in the tennis world. Thank you very much. To our tournament team, led by Tournament Director Craig Tiley, our referee Wayne McEwen, and the 8,412 people who come together to run this tournament and make it such a great experience for everyone. Thank you to each and every one of you. It is much appreciated. To all of the fans that provide the appreciation and the atmosphere in here, I know how much the players appreciate it, and thank you for coming in your great numbers in here. And to the players, Maria, bad luck tonight. It was a breathtaking final. I'm sure that you will win the Australian Open again. To Serena, absolutely incredible effort. Your 6th Australian Open, your 19th Grand Slam, the third highest of all time, and still the #1 player in the world. Congratulations. And I now call on the chair umpire, Alison Hughes, to come forward and receive her gift.
Well done, Alison, and thank you, Stephen. Well, what about Maria Sharapova? She's won all the Grand Slams. She's been a past winner here. She's been a finalist here before. She staved off 2 match points in the second round. She fought off a couple more tonight, and no one could have fought more bravely or played really as well as her tonight. So it just wasn't quite enough, but boy, it was great. Maria, would you like to come forward? And I'll invite Martina and also Mike and Anna to come forward with the cheque and the trophies.
Bruce McAvenny leading the proceedings here. $1,550,000 Australian dollars. The runners-up check. 10th major final, 4th here. Gave it everything.
Well, first of all, I got to congratulate Serena on creating history, on playing some of her best tennis. It's really an honor playing against her. I haven't beaten her in a really long time, but I love every time that I step on the court to play against her because she's been the best, and as a tennis player you want to play against the best, so congratulations on an incredible achievement. I gotta say, it's been a long couple of weeks here for me. I was almost down and out in the second round, so I feel like I gave myself a second life in this tournament, and I gave myself an opportunity. It wasn't quite enough today, but I'm proud of the effort. I'm proud of my couple of weeks here. I love playing on Rod Laver Arena. I love everything about this tournament. I've had some of the best memories of my career on this court, and also some of my toughest losses as well, but that's the life of a tennis player. I want to thank my incredible team for supporting me, everyone in the box, my family and friends that are watching on TV. Your support with tennis and everything else is really priceless. For everyone that makes this event one of the best in the world, thank you to Craig. You make us so happy every time. Where is he? He's over there. Oh, there he is. Craig Tiley, he is one of the best tournament directors you'll ever see on the tour. So congrats to him on putting up one of the best events in the world. And last but not least, the fans. Without you, we wouldn't be playing, we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be encouraged and inspired. You guys are the best. You come from all over the world and from Australia, and we thank you so much for supporting us, and I can't wait to come back. Thank you.
Well done, Maria. Tennis is in great shape. I think it's fair to say the two most famous sports women in the world are here tonight, Maria and Serena, in all sports. 19 Grand Slams, 6 Australian Opens, one more now than Martina and Chrissy, who are both here tonight, and maybe closing in on Steffi and Margaret, who knows. But let her enjoy the moment. Have we ever seen anything quite like her? She's a phenomenon, an icon, a legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Serena Williams.
She'll have to go some to beat the speech. Sixth time aloft, the Daphne Ackhurst Memorial Cup.
I love you back. I really do. Gosh, where do I start? I have to thank Jehovah God for this. I was down and out, and He helped me today, and I just said prayers, and just not to win, but to be strong and to be healthy. And, you know, in the end, I was able to come through, so I have to give glory to Him first and foremost. I also have to congratulate Maria, who played a wonderful, wonderful match tonight. She really, really pushed me tonight, and you know, she played so well. Gave us a great final for not only for you guys, but for women's tennis, and just for all the sponsors that support our sport and support all of us. So I'm really honored that I got to play you in the final. So thank you very much. You know, growing up, I grew up, I wasn't the richest, but I had a rich family in spirit and in support. And, you know, standing here with 19 championships is something I never thought would happen, you know. I went on the courts with just a ball and a racket and a hope, and that's all I had. And it's inspiring for all you guys out there that want to do something and want to be the best that you can be and want to do the best that you can do. You just never give up, because you never know what can happen. You never know who you can inspire and who you can influence. So I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be here tonight and to hold this 19th trophy and have it done in front of one of my favorite stadiums, my favorite stadium. You guys really support me every year I come, no matter what. I love you guys so much, and I cannot thank you enough for the support that you continually give me every year. So thank you so much to the crowd. I think this is the longest speech I've ever given, but I hope you guys bear with me. I'm just so excited to have this title. I can't leave without thanking my friends and my family and my coach, Patrick, for getting me through this. You really believed in me, Patrick. There are moments when I didn't believe in me, and you did, and you really were able to help me get through this week, these 2 weeks, and everything. So I'm so grateful to have you in my life and on my team, and everyone else in the box. I just really thank you for this week, these 2 weeks. I thank you. Of course, the sponsors, Craig Tiley. I second what Maria said. He's undoubtedly one of the greatest tournament directors in the world, so thank you for that. And also, I did an ad earlier in the week for M&D, and it is a lot of people are affected by it. And I posted it on my Facebook account, so you can look at it. So every ace that I hit this whole tournament, I'm donating, I said 100, but I'll do 200 for every ace to support M&D and to raise awareness for this disease. So thank you guys very much. I love you with all my heart and all my soul. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 Australian Open champion, Serena Williams.
A wonderful
final.
final
For the ages. There'll be a photograph opportunity in a moment, and Serena will do a lap of honour. Thank you, everybody.
Serena Williams, the champion.
Well, wonderful evening for women's tennis all round. 2 great speeches and absolutely brilliant tennis. What more could you want?
Absolutely. Yes, the 1 and 2 in the world. First time. For 11 years that's happened. They didn't disappoint, not for a second. So game, set, and match. But don't forget the men's doubles final with Safru and Simon Reed will be coming your way as well. That's it from me and Joe. Thanks for your company. Big one tomorrow night too. Murray, Djokovic.
The Australian Open is brought to you by BetAtHome.com. Life's a game.
In Equatorial Guinea, the tempo is quickening. It's the Africa Cup of Nations, and the group phase is finished. They are fighting for the continental crown, and there'll be no quarter given. The quarterfinals of the Africa Cup of Nations, today at 16:45 and 20:15, live on Eurosport.
Can you believe it? Magnificent performance from Hirscher.
She has massive advantage. Solid, spectacular slalom skiing.
Oh my goodness, she's miles ahead. Brilliant skiing. This is a huge moment here.
Oh, that's a sensational win from Lamy Chapuis.
And his Super Eagles have made history.
But you must have missed the black. I don't think there's any danger. He's going to win. Oh, superb. Come on. Sheer genius from the rocket. Ronnie O'Sullivan does it again.
She makes it look so easy. Another victory. Just going to miss the podium. Down into 4. Oh, so unlucky.
All sports, all emotions. It's February, live on Eurosport.
Serena Williams has done it again. She has captured her 6th Australian Open title. What a champion she is. Welcome to Game, Set and Mats, everyone. Of course, Mats is with me. What a finals we've just seen. It was not lacking in drama towards the end as well. Did you enjoy it?
I did very much, yeah. It was great that Sarapova hung in there like she did. I mean, all credit to her because it was very clear that Serena was going to try and literally blow her off the court with power and obviously with the serving. But yeah, a very, very good final. Intensity at as high as you can possibly get. And then a great tiebreaker to end. Sarapova somehow got her back into it. And then Serena, I don't know, how do you go for 2 aces at the end? It's unbelievable. But
let's have a look at the beginning of the match. I think it was really important for Serena to get off a good start, and she did. She got the early break.
I think that she's so committed to her game plan, and I think that's where some all tennis players can learn from is that when she has a game plan, she commits to it. When she commits to a serve, you can really tell that she puts every effort into it. And it's not just physical, but it's also tactical and emotional, and I think that's important.
And they didn't play for long, you know, with the roof open at 3-2. I think they had to close the roof, and Serena was leaving the court. Maria stayed on the court. It was not an easy thing for them to handle, I think, during a final especially, wasn't it?
It was very difficult, yes. Sharapova came back and didn't win a point for about 6 points in a row. But I think in that point you see, and you see right there the flexibility. But you saw her defender. I think that's the big difference today with Serena Williams. She defends better than Sharapova, and then she can turn it on, and then obviously serve and be more aggressive as well.
And look at this game. It was 3-all in the second set, love 30, and then bang, 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 the serve. She can always rely on it.
And it's not that she's going to the easy corner, which would be the slice serve. She goes flat to the backhand and aces her there. So unbelievable resolve, Serena Williams.
And that was match point in the second set, and Maria Sharapova was able to win the point, and it turned out to be a battle towards the end. And
I cannot believe that she went for that shot, but Serena, I think she's thinking Sharapova is going to challenge, but she didn't challenge, and now she realizes that, oh, I've won. So a little bit of an anticlimactic end, I suppose, but great final, a really great final, easily between the two best players in the women's tour at the moment.
Look at the joy from Serena Williams. She had the strength there to jump up and down like that. She's just over the moon, isn't she?
Well, we've heard we know that she hasn't been well. You could hear that she wasn't well. She's been coughing, and you could hear her voice, but obviously adrenaline is the best medicine, and you know that when you're playing matches, if you get pumped up for it, it goes away. I think this is really a team effort as well to push her on. She could have easily thrown in the towel at some point in the middle of this week, but she didn't. And
how important do you think it was to win that second set today for Serena Williams? Because throughout the match, you always thought, is she struggling? Is she not struggling physically? You just weren't sure.
I think it was very important because I think Sharapova, she was starting to play better and better, and she played well the whole match. No, don't get me wrong, but she was really starting to play better in the tiebreaker. And if she wins the second set, but she didn't, because Serena Williams in general wins 75% of her service points when it counts. I think that's the big difference. Sharapova doesn't serve as well when it's a big point. When she has to have a first serve, it's not always there. When Serena needs a first serve, she makes it. She either hits a safe slice serve, wins the next shot, or she aces her opponent, and that's unbelievable.
And what about Maria Sharapova? I always have the feeling when she plays against Serena Williams, the look on her face is different. She's tight. You can see the tension. It's a little bit like with Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal.
I think it is. I really think that she's a little bit, doesn't know what to do. She doesn't have the perfect game to play against Serena, because you have to be a good defender and most probably a good server too. But Sharapova she has a great game against most players, but this is the closest match though I've seen between the two of them since a long time, and I think this is the best I think Maria has looked in this matchup, and I think she didn't play with nothing to lose, but I think she let it fly a little bit more today, and she sort of let it go. She didn't play within herself, and I think that's why it became so close. But I have to say, a lot of credit to Sharapova for hanging in there, knowing that you haven't won in 10 years.
What would you have liked to see her do more on the court out there, Maria Sharapova?
I mean, I think that I don't know if she has it in her right now, but I mean, she hit a couple of drop shots, and she's showing that she has nice touch. She hit one slice backhand that was very nice. She hit it down the line, and she came in. I think she needs to learn how to take a little bit of pace off her serve and sort of widen her serve a little bit and get Serena out of her strike zone. Obviously, the serve has to improve a little bit, and she has to have a little more work on the second serve. It's not easy. I mean, she has to keep working. She has to be a better mover, and I don't know if there's one particular area. I think she has to improve sort of 1% in many different areas. And then the last thing is hang in there. Keep playing.
Because she does that.
She does that, but not just today and not just this year. Hang in there and keep playing, because she's not necessarily from the same generation as Serena. Serena is 4 years older, I believe, maybe even 5. And so Maria's time will come when there is no Serena, and suddenly if she keeps this up, she can win 2 or 3 majors every year for 3 or 4 years in a row. So keep working and try and win these tournaments again, and she can easily get up to 10 Grand Slams.
And she always said she looks forward. Okay, let's have a look at the statistics of that match, Mats, where you see the biggest differences. Here we go. Here they come. Just look at the first serve percentage. It's pretty even, actually.
Yeah, the ace is 18-5. That's 13 points difference. That's huge. That's what is that? That's 3 service games of just aces. Unforced errors. Sharapova 15 and winners 21. See that? 38 winners and 25 for Serena. That means it was a good match. When the winners are way more than the unforced errors, that means it's a very tight match. They play with high intensity. They play very smart shots, and they measured. Every time they went for a winner, it was measured, and they usually pulled it off.
Can you believe it that she won 19 Grand Slam titles? It feels like we were just at the US Open when she won her 18th. Do you think she's able to capture 22?
I mean, yes.
You would think so, maybe even this year. Huh?
That's it, yes. I can't believe it now that she's won 19, but go back 2, 3, 4 years ago, and there's no way she was going to win. She was going to win 19 because we didn't even know at some point if she was going to come back and play for health reasons. And go back further, we weren't even sure if she was going to keep playing. So I think right now we're not surprised, but if you look through her career, then I am surprised that she now has more than Martina Navratilova and Chrissy Evans.
It's pretty impressive. Now, the day is not over yet.